what's happening around the league with the other quarterbacks. I think that the respect term internally is part of that.
This is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you by Bank West, B&B Equipment, the Association of South Dakota Weed and Pest, and Fisher Rounds and Associates.
There's a fly ball out to left field. Going back on it deep is Rue. He's going to turn and watch it sail over for a home run. And Andy Gordon, his first home run of the season, first home run of his career.
And by Sioux Nation, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Overhead Door Company, Service Master, and All Around Graphics.
The 2-1 pitch. Stout out towards right field. Did he get enough of it? Is it going to go? And walk off. Grand slam for Garrett Stout.
Here, Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Nystrom Electric, Wagner Auto, Agtegra, AirTech, Pierre Sports Center, Comtech, and Rising Hope Counseling.
3-2 pitch. There's a line drive. Iverson going over for it. Dives, makes the catch. Iverson saves at least 2 runs, and we remain scoreless through 3.5.
And by Avera, Dakota Sprinkler, Ferding Electric, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Gales Gas, First Dakota National Bank, and Lamb Motor.
We'll take off for a second. Dean out towards right field. That one is going to get out for Bennett Dean. 5 runs driven in.
Pierre Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Olson Plumbing, Todd's Electric, Kruger Contracting, Midwest Cooperative, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, and Shane's Pharmacy. And now let's go to the booth for the call of today's game with KCCR Sports Director John Winkler.
It is playoff time as we welcome you to Hyde Stadium as the Pierre Governors start their road to winning their first ever state championship in high school baseball. But it begins here today. They've got to win at those 2 games that they have to be able to go to Sioux Falls next week, Saturday, to the Birdcage to play in the state Final Four and potentially the state championship. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean here on this afternoon. A little bit cooler than what we had last weekend. The lights are already on here for the 12 o'clock game. They'll probably stay on for the majority or the entirety of these 3 games that are played today. But first, it's Rapid City Central for this Pierre Governor team, a team that the Governors know very well, and they've beaten very handily in 4 games so far. And Greg, a chance to start off this playoffs on the right foot. Well, one, you have to start on the right foot, otherwise, because you don't get a second chance. But a chance for the Governors to kind of get themselves feeling pretty good because they've played Rapid City Central and they have swung the bat really well against this Cobbler team.
Yeah, and that's been one of the hallmarks of this Pierre Governor team is the fact that they have hit the ball really well. And coming into this season, there was a lot of question marks. Not having a spring season last year, graduated a lot of seniors last year. I mean, for the last 2 years, that class of 2020 had just kind of dominated both the post-8 roster and the high school roster in 2019, and so there's a lot of inexperience, maybe is the best way to say it, but a lot of talent, and that has been reflected in the fact that this Pierre Governor team has ended up the year 19-5 and really exceeded, I think, a lot of expectations this year.
They are the number 3 seed. They take on the 14 seed Rapid City Central. The game after this one will be Brandon Valley Yankton. That's the 6-11 matchup, and the winner of those 2 games will meet then in the 3rd game of the day here. And, of course, if Pierre is one of those 2 teams, we'll have it for you here on today's KCCR, today'skccr.com, and available to watch on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governors are 4-0 against Rapid City Central this year. They played back in the first weekend of the season. They played here on a Wednesday evening against Rapid City Central, and they won both games in Rapid City, both games here in Pierre. They're looking to go 5-0 against Rapid City Central, and they get Isaac Pollock to be on the mound. One of their guys has thrown some of the most innings for this Pierre Governor team. He's thrown the second most innings for this Pierre Governor team, and a guy that deserves to be on the mound to open up the playoffs for him.
Yeah, and again, Isaac Pollock, a guy who, again, came into this year probably without a lot of notoriety. Even if you're a pure baseball fan, you probably didn't know a lot about Isaac Polak, but had a lot of success at the junior legion level as a high school junior last year, and just has really stepped up. And he's a guy who's really going to keep you off balance, because and we've talked about it throughout the year. Has a little bit of a funky delivery. Everything that he throws moves. He's not going to overpower you, but he's really going to keep you off balance. And so I think it's a good decision to start Isaac Polak today in game number 1, and against a team that obviously the Governors know very well.
And the Governors are going to look to go 5-0 against Rapid City Central and also advance to the region championship. That would be later on this afternoon and into the evening. And, of course, we'll have those games, the Pierre Governor games for you here on today's KCCR, today'skccr.com, and available to watch on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We'll take our first break here in the pregame show. We'll come back in 3 minutes with more between Pierre and Rapid City Central. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today'skccr.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
As we welcome you back here to Heights Stadium as we are getting set for the first round of the state playoffs. The Class A state playoffs. We're in Region 3. The Governors are the number 3 seed as they are hosting Rapid City Central in game number 1. Brandon Valley and Yankton will follow, and then the winner of these two games will then follow for the third game of the day, and the winner would advance to Sioux Falls to play at the Birdcage. Right now, that is slated for 2 o'clock next Saturday, but of course, Pierre's got to win those two games to get to that spot. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we will. Also, we'll take you through the starting lineup here in just a little bit, but first, Greg, we talked about in the first, before we took our first break, Pierce 4-0 against Rapid City Central. They've hit the ball well. We'll run down some of the hit totals in 4 games, and some of them probably haven't even played full 4 games against Rapid City Central. The amount of hits that Pierre has had against this team shakes up to be one where Pierre wants to take an early lead and not coast, but to make quick work of Rapid City Central.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that you want to do if you're Pierre, you want to put the ball in play, and you want to try to get up early, because one of the things that if you look at the stats for Rapid City Central, one of the things that has been a challenge for them is they it looks like they struggle on the mound. They've got one pitcher, and actually I think it's going to be the starter today. Kyle Schluter leads the team in ERA with an ERA just under 5, and then they've got one other pitcher on the roster who has an ERA just under 10, and then everybody else is over 10 on the roster. And then the other thing that Rapid City Central struggles with is fielding. They've committed 130 errors in 34 games, so it averages out to about 4 a game, and so I think the secret for success for Pierre today: hit the ball, put it in play, get up early. Don't let Rapid City Central hang around, and like you said, and then just try to have some fun. I mean, because if you can't have fun on a baseball field, I don't know where you can have fun.
And well, the old adage is winning's fun. And
winning is fun.
Yeah, well, if you get up early and get that lead, and that's gonna again, because you're playing in this 2-game day, that if you can make quick work of your first opponent, that just leads you to have a better chance in that second game. And of course, then you will hope for Brandon Valley and Yankton to go about maybe 8-10 innings worth of
15-20
and use all their pitchers where they don't have anybody left by the time they come and play Pierre that next game. So the Governors and the Rapid City Central Cobblers for the 5th time this season, 3rd time here at Hyde Stadium. That'll be coming up here in just a little bit. We go through the starting lineups. First for Rapid City Central, Caden Jones will be leading off playing third base. Kyle Schluter, as Greg alluded to, he's got the team low ERA of 4.96, but he's the pitcher batting second. Riley Palmer, the shortstop, will bat third. Trey Houlihan, the DH, will bat fourth. Carter Hutek will be batting fifth, playing left field. Brecken O'Brien, the catcher, will bat sixth. Dawson Buckley, the first baseman, batting seventh. Brody Matthews, the right fielder, will bat eighth. And Jacob Mellum, the center fielder, will bat ninth. Tyler Henstein is the catcher, as he is being the DH for in this ball game. For the Pierre Governors, it is Lincoln Keenels to lead things off. He's playing short. McGuire Rasky will play center field at batting second. Andy Gordon's a DH, not in the defensive positioning, but he's still in the lineup batting third. He's a DH. Benedine batting cleanup, playing first base. Jakey Mayer, the left fielder, batting fifth, playing left field. Jack Merkwan, the right fielder, bat sixth. Matthew Hansen, the third baseman, batting seventh. Jaden Wiebe will be the second baseman, batting eighth. And it is Isaac Pollock, the pitcher. He will bat ninth. Deegan Huska is the guy that's behind the plate for the Governors, as Andy Gordon will hit for him. Huska will play the field. So both catchers are being DH for in game number one of this of the playoffs. And of course, you got to win. You have the first team to 4 wins will be the state champion. And between this Saturday and next Saturday, any loss, you're done. No, you get to Legion Baseball where you play in the state tournament and you have a double elimination format. That's not the case here. If you have one bad inning, that could end your season here today or next Saturday. Yeah, and that's one of the keys is you really you got to play really solid fundamental baseball because there really, you said it, there is no second chance. And so I think for the Governors, again, what they just need to go out and just do exactly what they've done all year, which is throw the ball as a team collectively. They have pitched very well this year. Team ERA right at about 3.6. Isaac Pollock comes in on the day among the team leaders in ERA at 1.47. Like you said, John, one of the has thrown the second most innings on the team. They just need to go out and just utilize the depth that they have on their pitching staff, because since there's no second chance, you can go deep into your bullpen. I mean, if the coaching staff senses that there's somebody on the mound that maybe is struggling a little bit, they can go out and get somebody ready pretty quickly, because they've got a lot of arms to go out and utilize. And then the Governors just have to go out and field the ball. And again, something they've done very well. Only 28
28 errors in 24 games for Pierre this year, just over one a game, and that's really good glove work at the high school level.
It is the Governors and Rapid City Central Cobblers coming up here in just a little bit. So let's step aside for another 3 minutes. Come back with more. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Ah, this is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
The Association of South Dakota County Weed and Pest Boards reminds all landowners and managers to look for and control noxious weeds this spring and summer. The receding water levels have provided new areas for noxious weeds to establish. Infestations that are found and treated early reduce the cost of control. For help identifying and controlling noxious weeds, call your county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture. Remember, good neighbors control noxious weeds.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master. The clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium, as we are getting set for baseball here this afternoon, as they're announcing the reserve starting lineups for both teams. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. Greg, you play all season. Governors went 19-5 during the regular season, but you play all season for this opportunity here. It starts in Game 1, and again, you can't take it for granted that you're 4-0 against Rapid City Central. You've got to be able to come out and deserve to win that fifth game against them and play well to be able to be playing in that third game here today.
Yeah, and I think one of the real goals that this team sets every year, and one of the real benefits of being in that top four is you get to play here at Hyatt Stadium. I mean, you get to stay on a schedule, especially on graduation weekend. I know that's important to a lot of these families to be here at home on graduation weekend. But the other thing that is really a plus is just the fact that this crowd, this community supports baseball so well, and the fans are starting to fill in the stands. This is going to be by the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of people here, and so it's a real benefit to be able to play in front of the home crowd, especially in this venue, probably one of the nicest facilities in South Dakota.
Governors and Rapid City Central Cobblers coming up next, back in 3 minutes with first pitch. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They'll answer your questions, and they'll even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy is the pharmacy you know and trust. That number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at comtechplus.com.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or post-state apparel? All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heatolator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heatolator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heatolator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
We are ready for baseball here this afternoon. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as you are listening to KCCR Pierre, Riverfront Broadcasting Station, as it is time for the first round of matchup between Pierre and Rapid City Central. Looking forward to this game and looking forward to this day here at Hyde Stadium. And Greg, Isaac Pollock on the mound, as we'll go through the batting order in just a second, but Isaac Pollock on the mound, he's the tempo guy. He's the guy that gets everything rolling because you're the home team. If you get a big 0 maybe 1, 2, 3 inning, obviously just a 0 of any kind really sets the rest of the day well for the Governors.
Yeah, and we've talked about, especially over the last couple of broadcasts, the fact that this first inning really does kind of set the tone. I mean, sometimes, especially with a younger pitcher, you come out and you're maybe not just quite 100% warm. You're just not quite 100% loose, especially on a day like today, because at first pitch it's going to be 53 degrees. It's cloudy. There's some rain showers in the area, and so it's going to be really important for Isaac Pollock to just come out and really try to get the Governors back in the dugout, get the bats in their hands as quick as possible.
First pitch swinging is going to be a base hit for Rapid City Central, so they are on base first. Caden Jones will get the leadoff single, and one pitch, and Rapid City Central is off to a good start. It is Caden Jones, and it's going to be followed by Kyle Schluter. Here's the pitcher for Rapid City Central. Riley Palmer, the shortstop. Trey Houlihan, the DH. Carter Uteg, the left fielder. Brecken O'Brien, the catcher. Dawson Buckley, the first baseman. Brody Matthews, the right fielder. And Jacob Mellum, the center fielder, be the 9 hitters here for Rapid City Central. The first pitch from Pollock to Schluter is popped up in foul territory. Long run for Dean and the right fielder in Jack Merquan, and he can't make the catch, so it'll land foul, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that maybe we didn't get a chance to talk about was the fact that even though this Rapid City Central team is only 6-28, they actually hit the ball fairly well. They come in with a 249 team batting average. But one of the things that caught my eye is there's like six guys on this roster that have double-digit walks on the year, and so they have a pretty good knowledge of the strike zone. They're not afraid to take the walk and try to get runners on whenever they can. And now with a leadoff single, we'll see what Rapid City Central can do here in the top of the first.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Schluter. That will bounce in, is now 2-1. Schluter so far against this Pierre Governor team 2 for 8 so far in the 4 games. He's batting 247 for Rapid City Central. Runner on first with nobody out in a 2-1 pitch up coming from Isaac Pollock to Kyle Schluter. That one will find the zone, and the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Kyle Schluter on the year comes in hitting 247, 18 hits and 73 at bats. Got 3 doubles, has scored 14 runs, knocked in 18.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's popped up in foul territory. Dean will give it a look. He'll get near the dugout. He'll make the catch. And there's one down. That's a tough play for Benedine over at first base, but there's now one down here at the top of the first.
Yeah, that's a play where you've got to keep one eye on the ball and one eye on the dugout railing, because if you go too hard, you're gonna find a nice padded metal object, that railing right in your ribs, and Dean did a nice job just kind of keeping track of both things, made the catch right at the railing.
Here's the next batter. That is Riley Palmer, and he will get a base hit on the first pitch as Palmer made it first and second here with one down. And it seems to be maybe the strategy here for Rapid City Central is go swing at the first pitch. Don't wait for Isaac Pollock to get ahead of you in the order at bat. Go straight into swinging at first pitch. Here's Trey Houlihan, the DH. He'll come to the plate with a runner in scoring position for Rapid City Central. First pitch, that one will get away from Huska to the backstop, and it's now second and third here with one down.
Yeah, the top 4 batters in this Rapid City Central order are probably the 4 top hitters in the team. Caden Jones, the leadoff hitter, comes in at 379, and then Schluter at 247. We talked about him. Riley Palmer at 409, and then Houlihan at 300. And so these are going to be the guys that are going to probably generate the bulk of the offense for the Cobblers today.
Count is 2-0 here. The infield's drawn in all the way around with second and third and one down, trying to keep this a scoreless ball game at the top of the first. The 1-1 pitch, or excuse me, the 2-0 pitch coming to Houlihan. That is on the outside edge. It is now 2-1. This is a big spot here early in this ball game. Houlihan with 11 runs driven in. Palmer's got 24. He's got the team high, but 11 RBIs for Houlihan. That one will be high and outside. It's now 3-1 here to Houlihan. On deck is Carter Utek, the left fielder. You got an open base. But he likes to go after these Rapid City Central hitters. From the windup, here's the 3-1 pitch from Pollock to Houlihan. Swing and a miss, and it's now 3-2. First time we've seen a swing and a miss from Rapid City Central.
Governor's wearing the all grays with the green sleeves, green and gray caps. Rapid City Central, all black uniforms, red lettering, red piping down the pants.
That's outside, and Houlihan will draw a walk. So the bases are now loaded here with one down in the inning. And it will be Carter Utek that will come to the plate. Utek so far against the Governors 1 for 7 in 4 games. He's batting 127. He does have 10 runs driven in. And he's got 2 guys in scoring position right now. The lefty will dig in. The first pitch from Pollock to Utek is taken for strike 1. That's a big first pitch strike there from Pollock.
Yeah, and anytime you can get that first pitch strike, you drive that opponent's batting average down anywhere from about 70 to 100 points. And so if you can get ahead and stay ahead, that's a big deal for a pitcher like Isaac Pollock.
0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss. It's now 0-2. The corners are in. They're on the infield grass, both Dean and Hansen. The middle is back for potential of rolling a double play to try and get out of this inning. But Pollock is ahead 0-2 on the count to Utek. And from the windup, he'll deliver the 0-2 pitch. That's a high and outside, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, with the corners in and the middle infield back at medium depth, anything to the corners is probably coming home first. Anything in the middle is probably going through second.
Say if there's a ground ball, it'd be great to go back to the pitcher, Pollock. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and instead it'll swing and miss, and there's a strikeout for Pollock. And there's now 2 down. The infield can go all the way back. And in steps Brecken O'Brien, the catcher. This is the biggest at-bat here in this ball game thus far, and could be the biggest at-bat for Rapid City Central in the ball game in general. The base is loaded with 1 down. Now it's 2 outs after the strikeout. And the first pitch to Pollock, from Pollock to O'Brien. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Jakey Mayer is out in left field. McGuire Rasky in center field. Jack Merkwan, the right fielder. Matt Hansen at third. Linga Keno's at short. Jade Wiebe at second. Bennett Dean at first. Deegan Huska's behind the plate as Isaac Pollock will deliver the 0-1 pitch to O'Brien. Swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2, and the Govs are a strike away from getting out of this bases loaded jam.
O'Brien comes in hitting 136 on the year, 6 hits and 44 at bats. He's got a double, 7 RBIs, 7 runs scored on the year.
So now here is the 0-2 pitch from Pollock to O'Brien. Swing and a miss, and got him out on strikes, and Pollock will strike out the last 2 guys in the inning. No runs, 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 3 men left on base. The Govs tiptoe out of danger in the first inning. They are tied as we head to the bottom of the first, and Pierre coming to the plate. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium as we head to the bottom of the first with no score, John Wickler alongside Greg Dean.
Couple other scores, and we will keep you updated on the other regions as they are, the other 3 regions as they are taking place. In Sioux Falls, in semifinal game, 9th seeded Mitchell leads number 8 O'Gorman 3-2 in the top of the 5th. In Harrisburg, the Tigers, in a battle of the Tigers, the Harrisburg Tigers lead the Huron Tigers 4-0 in the top of the 5th. And also in Sioux Falls, Washington in the top of the 6th leads Sturgis 6-1.
And we are headed to the bottom of the first here as Lincoln Keenos will be the first man to come to the plate. He's the leadoff hitter playing shortstop. McGuire Rasky will bat second playing center field. Andy Gordon, the DH, will bat third. Bennett Dean, the first baseman, batting fourth. Jakey Mayer, the left fielder, bat fifth. Jack Merkwan, the right fielder, batting sixth. Matt Hansen, the third baseman, batting seventh. Jaden Wiebe, the second baseman, batting eighth. And Isaac Pollock will be the pitcher as he rounds out the order for this Pierre Governor team. Again, we'll go through some of the hit totals that this Governor team has had through 4 games. There has been actually we do have already a change as we're going to have Wesley Gillespie coming in for Tyler Henstein. So that's a spot where Henstein's the second baseman that is not in the batting order, so it's just a defense position change. And I think that is basically like a pitcher coming in where Gillespie will just be playing second base and not hitting. You know, basically when you switch out pitchers and stuff, as long as they don't go anywhere else in the field. Here's the first pitch to Lincoln Keenos. He'll foul it back, and that's going to get right over the top of us.
Doggone awning. That would have been right in your wheelhouse if it hadn't been for that awning.
That was right in my lap, right here. I mean, it was coming back. You could probably see it on YouTube if you're watching. That was flying right back here. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is out to shortstop, and Palmer will make the catch. The leadoff man is retired to open up the bottom of the first inning, as it'll bring up McGuire Rasky, the center fielder. That was just so close.
So close. So close.
Still so far away.
So close, but no cigar.
Man. Just bums me out. Still, it already bums me out. We're in the bottom of the first inning.
Hey, we got a long way to go today.
That's right. McGuire Raskey's going to step to the plate. Here's the first pitch to Raskey. That is outside for ball 1.
Kyle Schluter on the year, 3-4 record comes in. Actually has half of the Rapid City Central wins. He's thrown 42 1/3 innings. This is his 12th appearance on the year. Has started. This will be his 8th start on the year. Has 31 strikeouts, and like we alluded to, has the best ERA in the team at 4.96.
Count is 1-1 here to McGuire Raskey. He's 6 for 10 so far in 4 games against Rapid City Central. The 1-1 pitch is outside, and it's now 2-1. 6 for 10. So that's a really good batting average against one team in 4 games. So batting .600, but he doesn't even have the most hits against Central so far. We'll get to that here in just a little bit, as Raskey will swing and miss at the 2-1 pitch, and is now 2-2.
Yeah, and Raskey looked like he got fooled on that pitch, because he actually didn't even start his swing until the ball was almost in the catcher's mitt, and so just kind of got tied up a little bit.
Here's now the 2-2 pitch. And Raskey will wave and miss. He'll strike out, and there's now 2 down, as Schluter's got the first 2 guys retired. And it'll bring up the DH here in this ball game, Andy Gordon.
And I think, again, one of the important things for the Governors today is don't try to do too much. Just try to put balls in play, because we've talked about the fact that Rapid City Central does struggle to field the ball a little bit. So I think what the secret is going to be is just make them make plays.
And there's a base hit for Gordon as he swings to the first pitch, past the diving at shortstop and Palmer into left field. And there is the first hit of the ball game for Pierre, and the first runner for Pierre here this afternoon. As it'll bring up the first baseman, Bennett Dean, from the outfield as we go around the horn defensively. Carter Utex is in left, Jacob Mellum in center, and then it is Brody Matthews in right. Caden Jones at third, Riley Palmer at short. Is now Wesley Gillespie at second base. Buckley's at first, O'Brien's behind the plate as Bennett Dean will pop the first pitch going into left field. That's a long run. It's going to land, drop in for a base hit. Raskey will take third base. Dean will start to head to second. He's going to take second base, a throw in, and he'll slide in safely. McGuire Raskey is going to come in to score because the ball went to right field. Andy Gordon's going to come in to score because the ball went to right field. And so the Governors are now striking first, thanks to an error by Rapid City Central.
Yeah, and just like what we talked about. I mean, the fact is, you put a couple balls in play. I mean, a ground ball that just got under the shortstop's glove from Andy Gordon, and then just a flare the opposite way that the Cobbler outfield had Dean pulled around to right field. He just goes the other way with a flare over the third baseman's head, and Gordon takes third because nobody's covering third base, and then with nobody covering second base, Dean makes a heads-up play going into second, draws the throw, and goes into right field, and the Governors end up with a score.
So they lead 1-0 as Jakey Mayer will take ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Mayer. That one will bounce in. Dean will head off for third. The throw coming to third is not in time, and he is now 90 feet away from making it a 2-0 lead for the Governors.
You know, that play would have been a lot easier to explain if I had my telestrator.
That's true. Telestrator's not quite here yet. Not quite here yet. We got a little ways to go. We've talked to our sponsors here. Get Greg Dean his telestrator. 2-0 pitch. That one's outside. It's now 3-0.
If you're new to the KCCR broadcast, John and I had a running gag going. I think it was last week. We talked about the potentially need for a telestrator to help explain some of these plays that can happen on the field.
You did a good job of explaining it, but a telestrator would have been pretty nice. 3-0 pitch is taken for strike 1, and it's now 3-1 here to Mayer.
As long as I could draw coherently. I mean, I did get a D in stick figures in kindergarten.
I was just. Did you see John Madden when he would do the telestrator? 3-1 pitch. That one's taken for a strike, and is now 3-2. I think Madden might have flunked stick figure drawing, but it still worked for him. He could at least draw a circle. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and Mayer will chop it foul. Looked like he was well behind it. I don't know how he got a piece of it, but he did. He stays alive. And it's still full count here, 3-2.
And you know, from what we've seen of Kyle Schluter on the mound, I mean, Schluter's an effective pitcher. I mean, he's got nice velocity in his fastball. Looks like he's got a little movement on an off-speed pitch.
3-2 pitch. That one is taken outside and a little bit low, and it's now first and third as it brings up Jack Merkwan.
Yeah, and this is a situation where with 2 outs, you kind of wonder if maybe Jakey Mayer isn't in motion early in this at bat and try to either draw a throw, try to get Dean in from third, or maybe get into a box steal.
First pitch, he is off with a pitch. The throw, that one's going to be off the glove of the pitcher, Schluter. It was taken for a strike, and then the throw to second was cut off by the pitcher. Schluter went off of his glove, but not far enough away for Dean to take off and try and score. So the count's 0-1 here to Merquan.
Yeah, and actually, I think if Schluter doesn't knock that ball down, if it goes through most of the way to second base, I think Dean does have an opportunity to score. So actually, a little bit of a break there for Rapid City Central.
0-1 pitch to Merquan. That one will miss low. It's now 1-1 here to the left fielder, or excuse me, the right fielder, Jack Merquan. He has hit the ball well against Rapid City Central. 8 of his 10 hits have come against Rapid City Central so far this season. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That will bounce in. Is now 2-1. Merquan on the year batting .435 with those 10 hits. He's got 3 doubles, 3 triples, 6 runs driven in, and he's got 2 guys in scoring position here in a 2-1 count with a 1-0 lead already here for the Governors. 2-1 pitch. Merquan will rip it in towards right center field. That one's going to drop in, and both runners are going to come in to score. Merquan will round first. He'll head his way to second. The throw will come in. He's standing up on second base. The Governors lead 3-0 here with 2 down in the bottom of the first inning.
And Jack Merquan, the best hurdler on the Governor track team, showed his speed. Just a line drive into center field that Mellum, out the Rapid City Central center fielder, had to track to his left to get to, and Merquan never broke stride. He had second base in his sights all the way out of the box, and even though Mellum bobbled the ball a little bit, Merquan would have been safe even if Mellum doesn't bobble the ball out in center field.
First pitch to Matt Hansen is taken outside for ball 1. Hansen wrapped up his tennis season on Monday and Tuesday, and he's hoping that the baseball season doesn't get wrapped up till next Saturday, as that one will get to the backstop on the pitch from Schluter, and is now 2-0, and to third base will be Merquan, and he's 90 feet away. So the Governors, who dodged out of danger in the first inning, straying the bases loaded, now had the first 2 guys retired, and Keynoles and Rascue on a line out and a strikeout, and they've done all this damage here with 3 hits and a walk to allow 3 runs to score, and still got another man in scoring position at third base, as Hansen will foul the 2-0 pitch back, and it's now 2-1.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that the Pierre coaching staff really likes to see is these 2-out rallies. I mean, and especially getting up early. We talked about that in the open, that this is what I think really Pierre needs to do. But you can't just score runs in the first inning. You got to keep your foot on the gas and just try to put this game away as quickly as you can.
2-2 pitch to Hansen. He'll swing and miss, and he'll go down on strike. Second strikeout of the inning for Schluter. But 3-run score in the inning on 3 hits, no errors. Excuse me, 1 error, and there's 1 man left on base. After the first inning, the Governors have a 3-0 lead over Rapid City Central. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727. It is the top of the second inning. Governors have a 3-0 lead over Rapid City Central in the first round matchup of the Region 3. The winner of this game will take on the winner of Brandon Valley Yankton. That game will be played next. And the 2 winners then will meet at, was scheduled at 4 o'clock. Might be a little bit later than 4 o'clock, but we'll have it for you here on today's KCCR, today's KCCR.com, and on YouTube at KCCR Sports, if this score holds out to be the Governors beating Rapid City Central. 7, 8, 9, Dawson Buckley, Brody Matthews, and Jacob Mellum. First baseman, right fielder, and center fielder here for Rapid City Central. Down 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. Isaac Pollock, who was able to get around that bases loaded jam with one down in the top of the first. He delivers a first pitch strike here to Dawson Buckley. Buckley so far 0 for 2 in the 4 games. He's only had 2 at-bats. He's got 233 batting average, but went 0 for 2 in a total of those 4 games that the Governors played against Central in the regular season. So we're going to miss by Buckley, and it's now 0-2.
Yeah, just a really nice job of working out of some trouble in the first inning for Isaac Pollock with back-to-back strikeouts to get out of that bit of danger as they loaded the bases with 1 out.
There's a swing and a miss, and there's the first strikeout of the inning, 3rd in a row now from Isaac Pollock, as he's got 3 strikeouts. Here's Brody Matthews with 1 down and nobody on.
Yeah, and so far Isaac Pollock is doing exactly what the Pierre coaching staff wants out of him, and that's just be very efficient and just really try to limit as much of this offense as possible, and try to get the Govs back in the dugout to get the bats in their hands, because they're obviously look like they're feeling really confident today.
First pitch by Matthews is outside for ball 1. Brody Matthews so far here on the season, 170 batting average. He did get 2 hits against Pierre in 4 games, went 2 for 8. So 2 of his 8 hits have come against the Govs, as it's now a count 1-1 to Matthews. And 6 guys come to the plate in the first inning. This is the number 8 hitter in the order. The 1-1 pitch. There's a swing and a foul tip off the mid of Huska, and it's now 1-2. And again, Trey Houlihan's the DH. The second baseman was Henstein to start, but he is now going to be the second baseman in the field. Is going to be Gillespie for Rapid City Central, and that happened between the top of the first and the bottom of the first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball on the outside, and it's now 2-2.
And what Pollock has been doing very well is he's been mixing speeds really well, and he's got that really good off-speed stuff. He's got a curveball, he's got kind of a knuckle curve, kind of a knuckleball. I mean, he throws a lot of off-speed stuff, but then that makes that fastball look really good, and that's what he got on that 2-out strikeout back in the first inning. He elevated a fastball, got it up in the eyes of the Cobbler hitter, and they just couldn't lay off.
Count is now 3-2 here to Matthews. Jacob Mellum, the number 9 hitter center fielder, is on deck. Here's the 3-2 pitch. A check swing, but it's a called third strike, and it's making 4 in a row on strikeouts here for Isaac Pollock.
Yeah, and again, just a ball, off-speed pitch, outside corner, breaking away from the right-handed hitting Matthews, and Isaac Pollock looks like he's really settled into a groove right now with 2 outs here in the top of the second.
So here is now Jacob Mellum, the first pitch to him. That one is going the other way. Takes a 1 hop for Keenels. Off-balance throw. It's a wide one, and just not in time. As it was going wide, but Dean did a good job to stretch to make the play, and just didn't quite get the ball over there in time. That was a strong throw from Keenels from where he was at, but just it was called safe. So there's a runner on first base, an infield single here for Mellum.
Yeah, a ball that just a flare that Matthew Hansen couldn't get to, and Keenels had to come a long way to his right and had to make a throw on the run off balance and falling away from first base, got as much as he could on it, and just a little bit up the line on the outfield side of first base, and the Cobblers have a base runner here with 2 outs in the top of the second.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. The runner is off of the pitch. The throw to second from Huska is not going to be in time, and stealing second will be Mellum. It was high and inside to Caden Jones, and the count is now even a ball and a strike with now a runner on second here in 2-away. Jones went he got a base hit. He's 1 for 1 so far. He was stranded at third base. He led off with the first pitch of the game and took it out to right field. Here's the 1-1 now. That one will miss, low and outside, and it's 2-1. With the top of the order here, but there are 2 outs. But the top of the order, the way that the first 3 hitters were able to hit the ball against Isaac Pollock, makes it dangerous here trying to get that 0. That one, as he'll poke at it, does Jones. Dean will not have enough time to get over to make the play, and it's now a 2-2 count. And some of the young fans helping out Dean as it bounced out of play. They're able to toss it back to him.
And there's about a half a dozen young guys just on the berm, just beyond the end of the Pierre Governor dugout, and the ball took one bounce up right on top of the berm, and they had a lot of fun getting after that ball.
There's a ground ball to second baseman Wiebe. The throw to first is in time, and that retires the side. So even after 2 outs, a single from Mellon does not come to pass. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. The Governors have a 3-0 lead, and looking to add to it as they take on Rapid City Central here in Game 1 of the region tournament. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
As we welcome you back here, bottom of the second inning, the Pierre Governors, they lead Rapid City Central 3-0, and it will be 8-9-1 for this Governor team. It'll be Jaden Wiebe, Isaac Pollock, then back to the top of the order for Lincoln Keenels. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. As the Govs they did all their damage in the bottom of the first inning with 2 outs. Maybe looking to string some more hits together before they get that second out. And it'll start with here Jaden Wiebe, who is hitting 8th. And Jaden Wiebe, as he is batting .258 in the season, he went 5 for 8 in 4 games against Rapid City Central. Wiebe was sitting in that cleanup spot for a little while for the Governors. As the first pitch to him, he'll ground it to the third baseman. It'll be off the glove of the third baseman and fielded by Palmer with no chance. So the leadoff man is aboard. It'll be an air charge to the third baseman, but the leadoff man is on base here for the Governors. And before, as Isaac Pollock will come to the plate, Wiebe's like a perfect player to be in that 8 spot, because you think as you get down farther in the order, it's much easier to try and work your way around. Well, the Governors don't really have those weaknesses, but you take a guy that was hitting 4th as he'll take off the pitch, is outside to dive head first, and Wiebe's safe at second as Pollock takes ball 1. He's a perfect complement to be at the number 8 spot. As it is Isaac Pollock to the plate, a 1-0 count here to Pollock, as he will get a chance to hit for the first time against Rapid City Central. A .333 batting average coming in so far on the season. Wiebe is over at second base. Isaac Pollock here at the plate, 1-0 count. Here from Kyle Schluter to Isaac Pollock. 1-0 pitch. Try and bunt it foul, and it's now 1-1.
Yeah, and I think that's a good play right here to potentially put the bunt on, try to get Wiebe over to third base, and with Pollock has good speed, and so the Rapid City Central third baseman Jones is playing back, so if he could drop one down the third base line, he's got a potential to turn what might have been a sacrifice into a base hit.
The count is now 1-2 as Pollock took strike 2, and Schluter will work from the stretch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Pollock will ground the ball the right side. He'll get Wiebe over to third base. And Pollock is retired on the 4-3 put out from Gillespie to Buckley, but he does his job to get the man over to third base. So now Wiebe is 90 feet away from giving the Governors a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, and it's not going to show up in the scorebook, but it's a productive out, because even though it won't go down as a sacrifice, Isaac Pollock did his job, hit a ball to the right side, moved Wiebe over 90 feet, and now he's just standing at third base and can score on a sac fly, error, pass ball, any number of different ways.
Keenels will swing and miss at the first pitch. Keenels has 9 hits in the regular season, 9 for 16 against Rapid City Central. In 4 games, you get 9 hits. You're averaging more than 2 hits a game. Just one more extra hit than 2 hits a game, as it counts now 0-2. But to do that over 4 games, that says a lot about you.
Yeah, and he was just really ripping the ball all over the yard that first weekend out in Rapid City.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Keenels. He'll rip that one towards right center field. That is down for extra bases. Keenels will round first. He's on his way to second. He's going to take the turn at second. The throw coming in, and it's going to go over the cutoff man, and Keenels has himself a one-out triple, and the Governors now lead 4-0.
Ninth triple on the year for Lincoln Keenholz. He just has that really nice inside-out swing, and so any ball that he hits, he just kind of has a natural tendency to push to right field, and that's part of the secret as to why he has so many triples. Is you couple that inside-out swing with that good speed that he has, and he's just a natural three-base machine.
Here's the first pitch to McGuire Rasky with Keenels over at third base. That was taken for strike one. So now Keenels is 2 triples away from tying the all-time record with Landon Badger in triples for Pierre Governor history. And this is his first season. He's got another 2 years to try and get 3 triples overall to pass Landon Badger.
Yeah, hopefully at least one more game today and next weekend, and then two full seasons.
You never know. You might have it before we get to the end of the season here.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be because then we're going to watch him every time he gets another triple. He'll just add to his. You're watching Pierre Governor history right there every time. And there's another one that people got to try and chase down. Here's the 2-1 or the 2-1 pitch to McGuire Rasky. That is outside and is now 3-1.
Yeah, and Schluter's been having a little trouble in this inning. He's been missing up and out a little bit, and so you kind of wonder if maybe he's getting just a little bit frustrated. You can kind of see it in his body language. And there's ball 4 that goes up and away as well.
It's now first and third here with one down, and that'll bring up Andy Gordon, who is 1 for 1. Gordon had 8 hits. He went 8 for 12. Him and Merquan each had 8 hits. Keenels with the 9 hits against Rapid City Central. Rasky went 6 for 10 during the regular season. Gordon's already 1 for 1 here today, and he's got an RBI opportunity with Keenels over at third base. First pitch to Gordon. He'll pop it up, foul and out of play as Rasky is off of the pitch, and it's 0-1. Gordon led the team in the regular season with RBIs with 21. McGuire Rasky had 18. He was second on the team. Gordon at the number 3 spot. You hope that your number 3 hitter is leading the team in RBIs, and Gordon does exactly that as he is that number 3 hitter. As there's a steal, the throw to second was Rasky has stand on second base. The throw was cut off by Palmer, the shortstop, who was about 5-6 steps in front of the bag, and Rasky was able to jog his way to second because the second baseman Gillespie wasn't covering the bag.
Yeah, and cutting the throw off. They keep Keenholz at third base, but you give Rasky basically a free pass into second.
Count is now 2-1 to Gordon as that will go misses outside.
Wind is blowing kind of out towards left field today. It's kind of varied in terms of kind of velocity. It's on the weather app. It's running at about 12 to 15 miles an hour. So it's kind of a day where if you get something up in the air and you barrel one up, if you're a right-handed hitter to left field, you got a chance to watch one fly.
Count is now 2-2 to Gordon as he swung and missed at that. 2-2 pitch comes inside on the inside corner and taken for strike 3. And Gordon will go down on strikes, and that'll bring up Bennett Dean, trying to at least add to this lead for the Governors. They lead 4-0 right now, and Bennett Dean to the plate with runners at second and third here with 2 away. He is 1 for 1. End up at second base on a throwing error as well. Came around to score. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Put that in a perfect placement on this first at-bat. Just popped it into shallow left field. The third baseman, shortstop, and left fielder, nobody could come get it. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Big Dean will swing in to get a foul tip in the mid of the catcher O'Brien. It's now 1-1.
We've seen the Yankton Buck squad. They'll play in game 2. They got here about a half hour ago. Brandon Valley just rolled into the parking lot.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's outside. It's now 2-1. We got our first final of the afternoon. Washington beat Sturgis 6-3. So they advance to play the winner of Roosevelt and Douglas. As that one is fouled back, and it's now 2-2.
Yeah, and it will be scoreboard watching all day. Lots of interesting matchups to take place throughout the day. It's kind of a year where there's no real dominant team. Any team 1 through 8 can can, I think, potentially make their way to the state tournament this year.
Dean will swing and miss, and he'll go down on strikes. That will end the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. It's a 4-0 lead for the Pierre Governors. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
All of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Top of the 3rd inning is a 4-0 lead for the Pierre Governors. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as we have 2, 3, and 4 coming up for Central in this top of the 3rd inning. As they Govs have that 4-0 lead thanks to 3 runs in the first, another run on the RBI triple from Lincoln Keenels. And as that'll bring up Kyle Schluter, Riley Palmer, and Trey Houlihan. Isaac Pollock on for his 3rd inning of work. Greg mentioned that both teams are already here for the next game. As there's a swing and a miss. First pitch strike to Kyle Schluter, who popped out to the first baseman, Bennett Dean, in foul territory in his first at-bat.
Yeah, it looks like the Yankton Bucks have already, they're in the process of taking batting practice right now out in the cage, out behind the right field fence, and Brandon Valley is just making their way in from their vans parked out in straightaway center field out by the Boys and Girls Club.
As the 0-1 pitch, that comes in and hits Kyle Schluter, so that'll bring up now Riley Palmer, and the leadoff man is aboard for the 2nd time in 3 innings for Rapid City Central.
A couple of other scores. We've already got the one final in, Washington beating Sturgis. Top of the 7th, Mitchell and O'Gorman locked in a dogfight, tied 3-3, and in the top of the 6th, Harrisburg leads Huron 6-2.
First pitch is at the letters for strike 1 to Riley Palmer. O'Gorman throwing Arbogast in game 1. There's Harrisburg leaving Simmons for game number 2. But here on, I'm sure they were throwing
Hernandez.
Yeah,
Hernandez. I assume they were throwing Hernandez.
Runner is off with a pitch. The throw to second. It took a 1 hop, and Keenels fielded it in front of the bag and no chance to make the tag. As there's now a runner on second with nobody out. And the count is 1-1 to Riley Palmer.
Yeah, and right now, again, you really kind of want to try to work your way through the top 2, 3, and 4 in this Rapid City Central order, because that's where the heart of this offense lies for the Cobblers.
Count is now 2-1 here to Palmer as that missed outside. Palmer got a base hit in his first at bat. He's 1 for 1 so far. For Palmer, he's batting .409 on the season. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 2-2.
Now, Palmer's got a nice compact swing. I mean, good velocity, good bat speed. I mean, you can see why he's hitting .409 with a .495 on-base percentage and a .545 slugging percentage, OPS of just over 1. I mean, he looks like a good, solid offensive player for the Cobblers.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. He'll line that one towards right field. That will get down. It's going to get past. Merkwan is going to score a run. And heading to second will be Palmer. He's got himself an RBI double. And Rapid City Central on the scoreboard here at the top of the 3rd, down 4-1.
Yeah, and again, just a line drive out into right field that Palmer went the other way with, kind of a high fastball that Pollock got up in the zone a little bit, and Palmer did a nice job fighting it off and going the other way with it.
So now here will be Trey Houlihan to come to the plate with still a runner on second base, nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Houlihan could cut the lead in half here going into this inning with a base hit. As the first pitch is over for strike 1. Houlihan drew a walk in his first trip to the plate. He was stranded on first base. Rapid City Central stranded 4 runners in the first 2 innings including the bases loaded in the top of the first. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Pollock to Houlihan. That one is popped up, left side, left field for Mayer. He'll make the catch, and there's one down. Almost kind of saw like the bat might have cracked there on that swing, but it got all the way out to Mayer, and I think Mayer thought maybe it cracked as well because he started to make a couple steps in and then had to reach up to the top of his head, a little behind his head to make the catch.
Yeah, and again, it can be a little bit of a tough sky. You got kind of that gray overcast, and sometimes that ball can kind of blend into the sky, and so it could be a little bit of a tough field for those outfielders today.
Here's the first pitch to Carter Utecht. He'll swing and miss at the first offering, and it's 0-1. Utecht, so far he struck out swinging. He's part of those 4 strikeouts in a row by Isaac Pollock, the only 4 that he's got so far in the game. I say only, but he's got 4 strikeouts. They all came in a row to end the first and start the second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Comes high and inside to Utecht, and the count's now 1-1.
45th pitch of the day for Isaac Pollock through 2 1/3 innings so far. Maybe a little higher pitch count than what you'd like to see. You certainly would like to see him go deep into this game, at least 5, maybe 6 innings if possible.
Count is now 2-1 here to Utecht. That one missed low and inside or low and outside. Runner on second with 1 down here in the top of the 3rd inning. 4-1 lead for Pierre. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Pollock to Utecht. That one's at the knees, on the opposite side of the strike zone, the knees, not the letters. And it's now 2-2.
Good crowd here today for the, good representation from the Pierre community. I mean, again, we talked about how well this community gets out and supports baseball, but a good contingent here from Rapid City Central, and I suspect that we will see the Yankton and Brandon fans migrating in as the day wears on, as this game wears on, and we get closer to their 2:30 game time.
Utecht fouled the 2-2 pitch away, so we'll do it again here at 2-2. Straight up here in the outfield for the Governors, although playing a little shallow. 2-2 pitch. That one will bounce, goes off the plate. So it's now a 3-2 count, and to third base will be Palmer. And he's 90 feet away from pulling Rapid City Central back within 2.
Yeah, a ball that, again, off-speed pitch from Pollock that just bounced right in front of the plate. Husko was not able to block the pitch, got past him, and Palmer's able to move up 90 feet.
So now Pollock will go from the windup. And here comes the 3-2 pitch to Utecht. Swing and a miss. There's a big strikeout for Pollock, his 5th of the ball game. And there's now 2 down, as that will bring up Brecken O'Brien, who also is a strikeout victim.
Yeah, and I mean, I think my perception is, tell me what you think, John, but I think actually Pollock tends to work a little better out of the windup than he does out of the stretch. I think it allows him to get a little more velocity, a little more movement on his, a little more velocity in his fastball, a little more movement on his off-speed stuff.
I would agree with that. First pitch missed to Brecken O'Brien, and it's interesting how some guys they like to be on, and some guys like to go from the stretch from the beginning. But Pollock really likes to go out of that windup whenever he can. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1. And even just when you think about Pierre Governors and Pierre baseball in the last couple of years, Gray Zabel is a guy that comes to mind where there was a couple games in a row where he couldn't find the strike zone from the windup, so he would start every inning from the stretch, and he was absolutely dominant in those outings as well. He just threw a couple. He had a couple walks when he was working from the windup, and then he decided, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to go from the stretch, and they never had a chance. The team never had a chance. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one's outside, and it's now 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. You'd like to see Pollock make this the last hitter of the inning. You really don't want to see him extend this inning at all if possible.
3-1 pitch is outside, so the inning will be extended, and it will go to Dawson Buckley, who again is another strikeout victim from Rapid City Central. Buckley and Matthews, the next 2 hitters. We're going to have a courtesy runner, though, for O'Brien, the catcher. And we'll see if we can see that number. Looks like
number 12.
Looks like it's number 12, which would be Ben Harms. That sounds about right. Harms will be the courtesy runner.
Harms.
Yep.
Harms. Hopefully he doesn't create any harms out on the base paths. Sorry, had to do that one.
Greg Dean's number is, and send him a message. Here's Dawson Buckley. Runners at first and third here with 2 away. I can't say anything. I've said a lot worse than that. First pitch is missed for ball 1. I've had some really terrible jokes on the air.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They'd put Daz to shame. Even the Daz don't like the jokes. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is over. It's now 1-1. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Because they're that bad, I try to forget about them.
You mentally blocked them out of your psyche?
Because it's mostly one of those things where you just say it and they're like, oh, I apologize. That was dumb. That didn't work. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Pollock to Buckley. After a long pause, runner takes off. That one is outside. The throw to second is going to skip into center field. Coming in to score will be Palmer. So it's now 4-2. I believe that one missed low as well, so it's going to be 2-1. The count to Buckley.
Yeah, Governors let that ball go all the way through to second base with 2 outs, trying to end the inning by gunning down the runner, and Harms would have been safe even if Keenholz would have gloved that cleanly.
So now the runner on second, that is Harms, and the 2-1 pitch. That one is over, and it's now 2-2 here to Dawson Buckley. Buckley struck out swinging in his first trip to the plate. Pollock trying to send him down for the second time in a row and keep that runner at second base. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Pollock will strike out 2 in the inning, and that will retire the side. But 2 runs score on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the third, a 4-2 lead for the Pierre Governors. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
When something just isn't right, it's natural to talk about it.
If you had a toothache, you'd tell someone.
If you found out you had diabetes, you'd learn to take care of it. But when you're feeling stressed, sad, or worried, you're less likely to tell someone.
Why do we treat physical and mental health so differently?
There is no difference. We all need someone to talk to, and there's nothing shameful about wanting to be healthy for you. When you just need someone to talk to, contact Rising Hope Counseling at 494-1500 or risinghope605.com. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Rising Hope Counseling, because if you have hope,
you have everything.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
It is the bottom of the third inning. Pierre Governors lead 4-2. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. As for the Govs, it'll be 5, 6, and 7. Jakey Mayer, Jack Merquan, and Matthew Hansen. He might reach his base. It'll go to Jaden Wiebe. You think that for Rapid City Central, Kyle Schluter is the man on the mound, and you think that he will probably be on the mound for the majority of this game, if not all of it, trying to get this Rapid City Central team in the second round.
Yeah, for Kyle Schluter so far, 48 pitches so far through two complete innings. So, again, his pitch count certainly a little elevated, a little higher, and I'm sure what the Cobbler pitching staff would like to see.
Mayer will signal over the third baseman, Keaton Jones' head. And on the first pitch, the first man is on base here for the Pierre Governors. And I'll bring up Jack Merquan, who had a 2 RBI double in his first at-bat that gave the Governors that 4-0 lead. Here's the first pitch from Schluter to Merquan. The runner is off. They're taken for strike 1. The throw to second is not in time. Sliding in safely, just barely in safely, is Mayer. And it's 0-1 with a runner on second base.
Yeah, and you really like the way that O'Brien handles that running game behind home plate for Rapid City Central. Just a quick release and real. I mean, that was a close play at second base.
That one is grounded up the middle and fielded by Palmer. He dropped the ball, but I don't know if he's going to get Merquan speeding to first base anyway. So it'll probably be an infield single. And Mayer read that perfectly because he ends up at third base. He knew that wasn't going to be caught. It was a softly lined drive, but he knew it wasn't going to be caught. So it allows Merquan to get on first base with a single. And Mayer is now over at third base. His first and third here with nobody out for Matt Hansen. Here's the first pitch from Schluter to Hansen. He'll pop that one up. Merquan's got to turn back around. It's over by the third base dugout. Jones is over there. He'll make the catch. And there's one down here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, we'll go back to the Merquan infield single, and Jake Mayer, like you said, not only read the play well, but the old baseball rule is if you're on second base and you got a ball that's hit behind you, you're going to take off because the chances of a middle infielder making a play on you at third base are almost nil, and that's exactly what happened there.
Runners off to second. The throw will go to the second baseman as. I don't think O'Brien would really want to throw that ball, but Merquan will take second base. Weeby's at the plate, and that one was just I think maybe ball got away from O'Brien when he was wanting to hold on to it.
Well, I think maybe he was thinking he was going to throw it back to Schluter, the pitcher, and then he realized that Schluter's back was turned, and so he'd already kind of committed and kind of caught himself in the middle of do I throw it or don't I, and just kind of luckily ended up in the glove of the second baseman.
Wiebe will poke it out to right field. That one's going to drop in for a base hit, and Wiebe will get an RBI single. The right fielder will have trouble with it. Merquan will come around to score. The throw is going to go all the way in, and taking second base now will be Wiebe because O'Brien didn't realize the throw was coming to the plate. So 2 runs will come in to score on the RBI or on the 1 RBI single for Wiebe. They'll come in by the misplay by the right fielder, and then Wiebe will take second base on the throw coming from the second baseman.
Yeah, and just a kind of a soft line drive into right field, and the right fielder Matthews came in, kind of tumbled a little bit when he went down to field the ball, and then as he got up, brought the ball into the second baseman Gillespie, and Gillespie just kind of turned and threw it home. Didn't even really look to see if O'Brien was looking, and he wasn't, and so the ball ends up behind him into back by the backstop.
And the first pitch for Isaac Pollock, he'll swing and pop that one up, and it's dropped by the left fielder. And so there's now second and third here with 1 man down. Another air charge to Rapid City Central. That'll be by Utek, the left fielder, and that'll bring up the top of the order for Lincoln Keenels with the Govs. They got those 2 runs back, and it's a 6-2 lead. As coming into courtesy run will be Colin Bergman for the Governors for the pitcher Isaac Pollock.
Yeah, and again, we talked earlier about the kind of Achilles heel of this Rapid City Central team, and that's the errors. I mean, they just unfortunately have commit a lot of errors, average about 4 a game, and that's come back to haunt them here in the first 3 innings of this playoff game.
So now they're second and third. The infield will be drawn in all the way around for Rapid City Central. Lincoln Keenels is 1 for 2 so far with an RBI triple, and the first pitch is over for strike 1. As we do have action in the bullpen, that is Mayer that is getting loose out there for the Pierre Governors. The 0-1 pitch coming to Keenels. He'll pop that one up to center field. That one backing up is Mellum, still backing up. He'll make the catch. Both runners will tag up, advance 90 feet, an RBI sac fly for Lincoln Keenels, and the Governors now lead 7-2.
Yeah, well hit ball. That's again one of those balls that on a different day with a metal bat certainly has a chance to potentially get out of here. But he did about 350 feet to straightaway center field, and Mellum just was able to settle underneath it, call it in for a sacrifice fly.
That one is out towards center field again for McGuire Rasky. He will come in to make the catch. Will be Mellum, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the third inning. So in the inning, there were 3 hits. There were 2 errors charged by the Rapid City Central Cobblers. 3 runs came in to score, and 1 man was left on base. After 3 innings, it is a 7-2 lead for the Pierre Governors. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball over on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard, a combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre, or give them a call, 224-5546. When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, top of the fourth inning, is the Governors leading 7-2 over Rapid City Central. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean.
Yeah, I got our second final of the day. Sioux Falls O'Gorman in walk-off fashion has defeated Mitchell 4-3. Walk-off single for the Knights in the bottom of the seventh, and they will move on to face the number one seeded Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots in the championship of Region 1.
That will be scheduled for a 1:30 start time, so by the time we get started with our region championship, as that one's out to right field, that one's going to drop down for a base hit. First pitch swinging for Brody Matthews, and the first man aboard here in the top of the fourth inning for Rapid City Central. But by the time, as long as Pierre does win this game and we get back on the air for the region championship, which is scheduled for a 4 o'clock start. But by the time we get back on air, that region championship should be already done, and we will probably know who that first team is that will be in Sioux Falls next Saturday at the Birdcage. Here's the first pitch coming to Jacob Mellum. He'll try and bunt the ball. It's up in the air. Pollock dives to make the catch. He'll get up to throw to first. Is it time for a double play? A 1-3 double play from a diving grab by Isaac Pollock. And there's two down here at the top of the fourth.
Yeah, and you know, if you talk about, we talk a lot sometimes about pitchers helping themselves at the plate. That's a case where a pitcher helped himself in the field. I mean, just not only did he come off the mound and feel his position well, he laid out. I mean, he laid out fully to try to catch that ball before it hit the ground. I wasn't even sure he had the ball in his glove, but actually came down with the ball in his glove and then had the presence of mind to get up quickly, make a strong throw to first base to double off the Rapid City Central runner.
First pitch to Caden Jones, misses for ball one. He's 1 for 2. He grounded to the second baseman in his last at bat. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's upstairs, maybe a little outside, and it's now 2-0 to Jones. Boy, what a fantastic. You see a lot of, every time you see a pitcher make a diving play like that, it usually ends up on SportsCenter.
Does it?
Yeah, usually a top 10 play. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one will bounce in. It's now 3-0.
So you're saying you're going to edit the clip and tweet it in?
I can try. I don't know if that'll work or not, but it's worth a shot, right?
Hey, well, it's worth a shot. I mean, you know, who knows what else is going on today? I mean, got as good a shot as any.
That's true. Well, there is a lot of college softball. You know, South Dakota State playing. They won their first game with a couple home runs yesterday. They'll take on Arkansas here this afternoon. 3-0 pitch. That one will bounce all the way in, and it's now a 2-out walk. And it'll bring up Kyle Schluter with two out and 1 run on.
Yeah, and that's a big double play. I mean, not only is it kind of a momentum shift. I mean, it's kind of one of those deals where if you're Rapid City Central, what you're really looking to do is again try to put some pressure on the Governor offense, and what happens is the Governors make a big defensive play, gets the crowd involved, and the momentum is just kind of turning a little bit, and so it looks like now we're going to have a mound visit, and it looks like Isaac Pollock's day is done.
And look, Jakey Mayer will come in to pitch. We'll step aside for a minute. We'll come back and tell you the changes as you're listening to Pure Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today, 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium, it is going to be Jake Mayer now on the mound to try and finish out the job that Isaac Pollock started here, as we have 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning and a 7-2 lead for the Pierre Governors. Jack Merkwan will move over to left field, and then Brecken Kruger is now into the game, batting in the 9th spot and playing right field, as Kruger would be due up 7th here in the inning, but he's in the 9th spot for Pollock, but his Pollock's day has come to an end. But we do have Elliott Life also warming up in the bullpen, whether that's for this inning or maybe for the next couple of innings, and maybe depending on how things look, you might say, well, maybe Mayer gets out of this inning, we go to Elliott Life after that, and have Mayer in relief in game number 2.
Yeah, and I think right now we talked about every pitcher is on a pretty short leash, and so I think this is I don't want to say it's a precaution, but you always want to have an arm ready in the pen, especially as we get deeper into this game. And I think in case Jakey Mayer runs into a little bit of trouble, you've got an arm that's warm and ready to go in case they might have to turn to the left-hander Life out in the bullpen.
First pitch from Mayer. There's a ground ball up the middle. Kenols will step on the bag at second, so one pitch and get you out of the inning pretty quickly there, as Kenols will take it to the bag himself to retire the side. No runs on one hit in the inning, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It is a 7-2 lead for the Pierre Governors over Rapid City Central. Back in a minute, listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
You're listening to KCCR Perry Riverfront Broadcasting Station as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean, as it'll be 3, 4, and 5 here for the Governors. Andy Gordon, Bennett Dean, and Jake Mayer. Who might reach his base, or I should say Jakey Mayer. If he might reach his base, it'll be Jack Merkwan. I'm getting better at it. I'm trying to remember to call him Jakey Mayer. Not. And he said too. And Jakey was the one that came to me and said, "Please call me Jakey Mayer on the radio."
Yep.
And of course, he's known as Jakey to a lot of to basically everybody.
Yep.
So it is going to be Andy Gordon to lead things off here for Pierre Governors in this bottom of the 4th inning.
Governors with a 7-2 lead here in the bottom of the 4th would like to tack on a few more runs and potentially extend this 5-run lead.
First pitch to Gordon, misses for ball 1.
60th pitch of the day for Kyle Schluter. Again, pitch count's a little elevated. You'd like to, again, kind of see that pitch count be down around 15 pitches an inning. That gets you to 105. That's the limit in high school baseball, and that gets you through seven complete innings. And so I'm sure that the Callers would like to see him try to get through as deep as he can.
Long throw from short is not in time. Gordon will beat it out. Palmer fielded it on the backhand, threw it basically without getting any momentum to it. Nearly got Gordon, but he's going to be on first base with an infield single to open up the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, bang play at first base, and Gordon able to just beat that out by less than half a step.
So now here is Bennett Dean with a runner on first base and nobody out. The first pitch is outside for ball 1. Dean is 1 for 2 so far. He singled, came around to score in the first inning, struck out swinging back in the second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Dean will rip it to the first base side. That's through for a base hit. Through the hole on the right side. Gordon will bobble himself around second base. He's going to take off for third. He's going to slide in safely. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling around second base. But he's over to third and is now first and third here with nobody out.
Yeah, I just kind of stumbled a couple of steps before he hit second base, and one of those deals where you kind of hold your breath for just a fraction of a second, hoping that he doesn't go down. But he was able to right himself and stay upright. And the Governors have runners on the corners with his 5-run lead, and we've got a mound visit, and I think we're going to have a new Rapid City pitcher.
Yeah, we'll have that pitching change. It looks like it's going to be Jones that will come into pitch. We'll tell you all the changes come up here in the next minute. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
As we welcome you back here to to High Stadium as Rapid City Central had their first pitching change here in the bottom of the fourth inning. As John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. Greg, did you get all the changes?
I didn't get all of them. We did see that Caden Jones is moving from third base to the pitcher's mound. Jones, the number 2 guy in the Rapid City Central pitching roster. This will be his 13th appearance on the year. 30 and a third innings so far on the year. He leads the team in strikeouts with 33, so he averages right at about a strikeout an inning. An ERA of 9.92 on the year for Caden Jones. Schluter has moved out to left field. The numbers on these uniforms are a little tough to read. Okay, 13, so that's Brody Matthews is now playing third base.
And he comes in from right field.
Yep. Henstein is still at second. Palmer stays at short. Buckley stays at first. So
Utek will probably move to
right field.
And then Schluter is out and left.
Yep.
So here is going to be coming to the plate with runners at first and third. It'll be Jakey Mayer. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Governors have a 7-2 lead. Looking to potentially maybe strike for a couple runs here in this bottom of the fourth. You know, where you sit at, where you started this inning. If you put up a 5 spot, then all of a sudden you're 3 outs away from getting a win in the fifth inning. First pitch will nearly get away from the catcher. He did enough from O'Brien for Dean to take second base. So there's now runners at second and third here with just nobody out, and the first pitch was missed for ball 1.
Yeah, big at bat here for Jakey Mayer. I mean, base hit probably scores 2 and extends this lead.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1. As Mayer with now runners at second and third here with nobody out. Here from the windup, Jones will deliver the 1-1 pitch, and Mayer will pop it up. It's going to go over the head and dropping in for a base hit. Dean will take it to third base. Gordon will come in to score. So you draw the infield in, and Mayer will poke it into a step into the center field for an RBI single, and it's now 8-2 for the Governors.
Yeah, just one of those, we call them Texas Leaguers, just kind of a flair that, like you said, John, I mean, if the infield is at normal depth, Palmer probably makes that play, but being all the way in on the grass, he had to go a long way, and Mayer just able to land it just onto the outfield grass and ends up with a single and an RBI out of the deal.
So here's now Jack Merkwan, who's 2 for 2 with a double and a single so far. First pitch to him is over for strike one.
Yeah, and you talked about how well Jack Merkwan hits against Rapid City Central. Was it 8 for 10 coming into today?
He was 8 for 11.
8 for 11. I mean, sometimes as a baseball player, sometimes there are just teams that you just hit better against for whatever reason. I mean, it's just one of those great mysteries. You just never know. And then there's other teams that you could be having a great season and you just can't buy a hit no matter what you do. And Merkwan obviously feels very comfortable against this Cobbler team.
A pitch is going to miss outside. Stealing second will be Mayer, and is now second and third. Once again, the count's now 2-1 here to Jack Merkwan. And still 2 more runners in scoring position here for the Governors.
And again, with Merkwan's speed, and he does have good speed, he can, if he puts the ball in play like he does right there.
That one's lined into left center field. That's going to be down for extra bases. Merkwan is going to roll all the way to the wall. Merkwan will round to second. He's on his way to third. He's got himself his third hit of the ball game. He's now a home run shy of the cycle, and the Governors lead it 10-2 with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, he just continues to be on a tear, and he's probably just in one of those zones right now, is Jack Merkwan, just seeing the ball really well, because all 3 hits today have been balls that he has just really barreled up and done well with.
A 10-2 lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's now Matt Hansen. First pitch to him. That one is line foul. That was through a maze of Merkwan and Kruger, the third base umpire, all kind of wanting to move away from that ball coming towards them as Hansen roped that down the left field line.
Yeah, and you'd like to see Matt Hansen get a couple of good at bats before this game's over. So far,
that one's laced towards the shortstop. It's fielded by the shortstop. The throw to first from Palmer is in time, and there's now one down, but it's an RBI ground out from Hansen. It's 11-2 here for the Governors.
Yeah, and I think just to finish that thought, I mean, Hansen I think had a strikeout and a foul out to third base, and so you could just kind of see after that foul out and that last at bat for Hansen, he was just a little bit frustrated, and so good wood on that ground ball, even though he did end up getting thrown out at first base.
And Wiebe will pop with the first pitch to the pitcher in Jones. He'll make the catch, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth, and they'll bring up Brecken Kruger, his first at-bat of the ball game.
Brecken Kruger hitting .320 on the year. Been a part-time starter out in right field for the Governors, as the Governors have used a number of different players in those corner outfield slots so far this year. Kruger been one of them, had a fair amount of success. 8 hits and 25 at bats. He's got 10 runs scored and 2 RBIs on the year.
He'll poke that one into left field. That will drop in for a base hit, as it'll get back to the top of the order, as Kruger is now 1 for 1 in the ball game. And here is now Lincoln Kienholz coming to the plate. And the Govs with that run on first base, if Kienholz can shoot the gap somewhere and get Kruger to score, they'd go up by 10 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. They'd be up that 10-run rule. They just have to get a 0 in the top of the fifth.
Yeah, and it would be nice to try to get Kruger around somehow. With 2 outs, you gotta get him from first to home. But the way that Kienholz hits triples, I mean, you certainly have that potential.
And Kruger will take second base, so now it is just almost a base hit will get you there, as that first pitch bounced into O'Brien. So there's now a runner on second here with 2 away. And a base hit from Kienholz, again, could give the Govs a 10-run lead in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will bounce. That one's going to get to the backstop. Kruger's going to round third. He will not try and score quite yet. The count's now 2-0. But O'Brien could not find the ball for the longest time. And if he still struggled to find that ball, Kruger could have taken home if you'd have struggled for about another 10, 15 more seconds, or not 10, about another 2 to 3 more seconds, 10, 15 seconds. That's a long 90.
He would have scored if it would have been 10 or 15 seconds.
That is true. I could have scored.
I was going to say you and I could have scored if it would have been 10 or 15 seconds.
Yeah, there's a swing and a miss by Keno's now 2-1. That would I think the ball would have been out of play if it took 10, 15 seconds to find. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Keno swings and misses. It's now 2-2.
Yeah, and I think that was a pitch that talking about the one that got to the backstop, came in a little short of home plate. Actually, I think kind of hit off of O'Brien's shin guard and went to the backstop. O'Brien thought the ball was in front of him, just didn't see where the ball was and didn't realize it had gotten all the way to the backstop.
That one's through for a base hit for Keno's right down the third base line. He will take second base on the RBI double, and the Governors now have a 10-run lead thanks to the RBI double from Lincoln Keno's, his third RBI of the ball game.
Yeah, just a well-hit ball right down the third base line, and Matthews tried to make a play, tried to backhand the ball, just the ball just stays fair about a foot inside the foul line, and then got onto the outfield grass and just kind of died out there. Long run for Schluter to get there, and that allowed Keno's to get all the way to second base and Kruger to come in to score.
First pitch is fouled by McGuire Rasky. It is now 0-1 here. 12-2 is their score here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Govs now will need at 0 in the top of the fifth. They can end this ball game early and advance to the next round and face the winner of Brandon Valley Yankton. That game's coming up next here at Hyde Stadium as Rasky will foul that one back. Bryce Ladwig of KYNT will have the call from Yankton, our sister station of Riverfront Broadcasting. We'll have the call of that one. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's fouled back, and we'll do it again here at 0-2. Now, of course, the way this is shaping up right now, we will have that third game for you here on today's KCCR and available to watch on YouTube at KCCR Sports. As we will wait to see who that winner will be between Brandon Valley and Yankton. That will be coming up probably around 20 to 30 minutes after we get done with our game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's now 1-2. And Keno's will take third. O'Brien thought that should have been strike 3, I think, and he kept his head down, and Keno's took third base.
And I think that's just kind of the frustration that's just starting to show. I mean, when you just kind of lose focus and are thinking more about that pitch as opposed to what the runner's actually doing, that is just an indication that that I think a season worth of frustration is kind of bubbling over here in this playoff game.
And that one got away to the backstop, so Keno's will come in to score, and it's now 13-2. So the Govs have a one-run cushion in the top of the fifth to try and finish out the ball game. Count is 2-2 to McGuire Rasky. He's the ninth man to come to the plate here for Pierre. 2-2 is outside, and it's now 3-2. On deck, Andy Gordon, who led off the bottom of the fourth inning with a single, came around to score on the Jakey Mayer RBI single.
I was going to correct you, but you caught yourself.
I got myself. I was able to catch it. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Rasky will poke at it, and he'll foul it just out of play as Matthews gave a long look, got all the way to the fencing over there, and just ran out of real estate to make the play. And we'll do it again here at 3-2.
On the year, Rapid City Central allowing right at about 14 runs a game, so they're right on par for what their season average is. The Governors have scored 13; they're up 13-2 here in the bottom of the fourth.
And a walk issued to McGuire Rasky, so that will extend the inning to now Andy Gordon, who's looking for his third hit of the ball game, second hit of the inning. First pitch from Jones. That's outside for ball one. We saw Elliott Life. Well, actually, a balk was called, so it's not going to be ball one. Instead, it's going to be McGuire Rasky over to second base. So we will do that first pitch over again. And now we have the home plate umpire call on time. Make sure everybody's set and ready to go. 13-2 is our score here in the bottom of the fourth. 6-run inning for the Governors. And still threatening a base hit would drive in another run here for Pierre. from the stretch. Here's the first pitch, and Gordon will sky it out to center field. Mellum is over there. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the fourth inning. As the Governors strike for 6 runs. And they'll strand one man on base. We head to the top of the 5th. Governors are 3 outs away from advancing to the region championship game. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre. Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back here at the top of the 5th inning, Pierre Governors, they lead this Rapid City Central team 13-2. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. 3 outs away here for the Governors to try and advance to the region championship game, which would be against the winner of Brandon Valley and Yankton. That would be coming up here after this one concludes, somewhere around 20 to 30 minutes after this one is over, as Jakey Mayer will try and close this one out. Govs scored 6 runs in that 4th inning to take this 13-2 lead, and they will deal with Riley Palmer, Trey Houlihan, and Carter Utecht, 3, 4, and 5 for Rapid City Central.
Yeah, and right now, Jake Mayer just needs to go throw strikes. Just nothing too difficult. Just make Rapid City Central swing the bat, put the ball in play, let your defense help you out.
First pitch is missed for ball 1 to the number 3 hitter in Riley Palmer. Be followed by Houlihan and Utecht. Palmer's 2 for 2 so far, a single and a double. Swings and misses at the 1-0 pitch and is now 1-1. Other 3 games that have started are already done. O'Gorman won in the Region 1, 4-3 over Mitchell on a walk-off single. That one's grounded towards the third baseman, Hanson. He'll try and barehand. He can't make the play. It'll be an infield single for Riley Palmer to lead off the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, almost a swinging bunt for the Cobblers right there. Just for Palmer, just a ball that really into no man's land out there in between the pitcher and Matt Hansen. Matt Hansen made a good charge. Tried to come in barehand the ball. If he's able to cleanly come up the ball with his bare hand, he maybe has a play, but it's going to take a pretty athletic play and a strong throw to get him.
So here's now Trey Houlihan. First pitch is outside for ball 1. The other 2 games, Harrisburg won in Region 4. They're the 4 seed. They beat the 13 seed here on 9-2. And in the third game that is concluded, Sioux Falls, Washington, the 7 seed beat the 10 seed Sturgis 6-3. So Washington will wait the winner of Roosevelt and Douglas, as Harrisburg is waiting the winner of Brookings and Stevens. That one will be fouled away. It is now 1-1 here in the to the number 4 hitter Trey Houlihan, who walked and also flew out to left field in his 2 plate appearances. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Mayer was way out, or Houlihan was way behind the Mayer fastball. And if you're Huska and Mayer, you're probably saying, let's put down number 1 again and try and blow it by Houlihan. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That one's fouled back. Just got a piece of it, did Houlihan. It remains at 1-2.
Yeah, off-speed pitch had Houlihan way out in front on his front foot, just able to get a piece and kind of cue balled it back to the backstop.
Here's now the 1-2 pitch. Out there, a long pause. That one's fouled back. Houlihan just got a piece of it to stay alive, and we will do it again at 1-2. So where we sit at 128 right now, we can stay close to being on schedule here between with that second game. as Houlihan will be out towards right field, coming in, long run for Kruger. He will make the catch, a basket catch, and there's one down here in the top of the 5th inning. And that will bring up the number 5 hitter in Carter Utecht.
Yeah, and that's one of the strengths of this Governor team is the fact that even though you've got some young corner outfielders in the sophomores in Kruger and Merkwan, they both have pretty good speed and are able to cover a lot of ground as long as they're able to get good jumps on that. And Kruger definitely got a good jump on that ball and was able to come from playing pretty much straight away right field. Actually caught the ball, had to come in, and actually was in foul territory when he made that basket catch.
Ben Harms is actually going to be the new hitter here for Rapid City Central, as he will hit in place of Carter Utecht. Harms, he is batting 105 so far on the season. He went 0 for 1 between the full four games that the Governors and Rapid City Central Cobblers played. And Harms, just 2 hits and 19 at-bats. He does have a single and a double, and he has driven in 1 run. But he's got a chance here to try and extend this ball game a little bit farther, and there's 1 down, so unless he grounds into a game-ending double play, he won't be the last out. But he wants to try and pass it along to the next hitter in Brecken O'Brien to try and keep things alive, because Rapid City Central needs at least 2 runs in this inning. As the first pitch will get off the glove. The throw to second is not in time. Went off the glove of Huska. He fired a strike to second base. And taking second base, though, was the runner Palmer. Barely taking second base was the runner Palmer.
Yeah, real strong throw from Huska he actually had to come out of the crouch, actually had to go behind Harms to field that ball as it got away from him, and did a nice job just squaring his shoulders, making a nice strong throw to second base.
So there's now 2 down here in the, 0-2 count here in the to the hitter Ben Harms. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. That's in the dirt. So now Huska will have to throw to first base. They get the runner out, and to third base will be Palmer. And there's now 2 down. And the Governors are an out and away from finishing this one out. That runner does not mean anything. If it was a 12-2 ball game, you say, well, you got to keep that runner from scoring. But a base hit doesn't really hurt you right now. It'll still be a 10-run ball game, even if that runner comes in.
Yeah, and so right now just need to finish the game out against O'Brien, the 136 hitter for the Cobblers. 1 out away from a 10-run victory for the Pierre Governors.
First pitch is a swing and a miss by O'Brien, and it's now 0-1. He is 0 for 1. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat, and he drew a walk back in the 3rd inning. Here is now the 0-1 pitch. Checks his swing. It's going to get to the backstop, and not scoring was Palmer. And it's now 1-1. Again, that run doesn't matter, but if for Rapid City Central, you're kind of hoping that maybe he would have tried to. I guess also at the same time, well, you got to get a base hit. The guy's got to get on base. So one way or the other, they've got to be able to hit the ball to get guys in. So you don't really want to get thrown at the plate trying to make it just a 10-run ball game. That pitch is in the dirt, and it's now 2-1 to O'Brien.
I think Palmer's decision-making over there is, unless he's absolutely certain that he's going to be able to score, he's probably just gonna hang out at third base and see how the O'Brien at bat goes.
Mayer's working from the stretch. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one will hit the plate, and now it will be coming in to score will be Palmer, and it's now 3-1 in a 13-3 ball game. So it's, again, that run doesn't mean much right now in terms of the fact that Rapid City Central still has to score the next runner. They have to get O'Brien on base, and Buckley's got to try and find a way to drive him around to extend this ball game to the bottom of the 5th inning. But the count is 3-1 to Brecken O'Brien. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Mayer. That's a walk, and that'll extend the inning to Dawson Buckley.
No movement in the Rapid City Central dugout, so even though O'Brien is eligible for a courtesy runner, he's gonna run for himself here with 2 out here in the top of the 5th.
So now here is Dawson Buckley, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Both coming to Isaac Pollock in the 2nd and 3rd innings. First pitch. That one's over for strike 1.
Again, big first pitch strike. Just get out in front right now, Jakey Mayer, and just try to get this third out and put this W on the board.
0-1 pitch is upstairs and is now 1-1.
If the Governors are able to secure this victory, they become only the second team in Pierre High School baseball history to have a 20-win season. The other one would have been the 2016 team that won 23 games, ended up state runner-up that year. That
one's fouled back and is now 1-2. The Govs could match that, but if they do match that, it would be their first ever state championship that they would get as a high school baseball team. So now here comes the 1-2 pitch to Dawson Buckley. That one is looked at for strike 3, and that will end the ball game, and that will end the season here as the Pierre Governors will win it 13-3 over Rapid City Central. We step aside for 2 minutes to wrap up Game 1 of this day here at Heights Stadium. Back in a minute, back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to be on the lookout for one of South Dakota's most serious noxious weeds. This invader of roadside trees, pastures, and range is leafy spurge. This noxious weed infests over 300,000 acres. It's a perennial with a distinctive yellow-green color and stems that contain a milky sap. Roots can reach over 20 feet deep. There are several control options that producers can look at, including herbicide and biological control. If you have questions about leafy spurge, contact your local county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture.
As we welcome you back here to Heights Stadium, as it is a 13-3 win for the Pierre Governors over the 14 seed Rapid City Central Cobblers, as the Govs are now the fourth team to win and advance into the playoffs. Sioux Falls, Lincoln, O'Gorman, that matchup is already set. I believe they have started that game, actually, O'Gorman and Lincoln. So they're that first matchup to determine who will be in the state Final Four next Saturday. That game has already begun. But the Governors now await the winner of Brandon Valley and Yankton. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. So, Greg, a good first victory here for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, and just kind of you might want to call it just kind of a workmanlike performance. A couple of standouts on the day. Jack Merkwan, 3 hits on the day, 4 RBIs, a double and a triple. Lincoln Keenholz has 2 hits, but adds a triple to his single season record book performance. And then I think you go and look down that box score, and there's several other Governors that have 2 hits on the day, and so they were able to score in each one of the 4 innings that they came to the plate, and just went out and got their job done today, and punctuated it with that big 6-run 4th inning.
And now they, again, will await the winner of Brandon Valley and Yankton. That will be coming up here at Heights Stadium. Would probably be around 2:15. We're kind of guessing it was when that game might start, maybe a little bit before 2:15. But that game was scheduled for a 2 o'clock start. Will be close to being on schedule. And then the winner of that game will face Pierre in the region championship. That is coming up. That will be coming up after this next game concludes. So a little bit different. This first time since 2018 we get a chance to do that, because 2019 was not like that. We had played just one game of the day and then left and played up on Monday, and then of course last year didn't have the season. So first time we actually get a real region tournament, region feel here since 2018.
Yeah, and let me just go back and recap real quickly. Tip of the cap to Isaac Polak, the winning pitcher in the game for the Governors. He goes 3 2/3 innings, gives up 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, 6 big strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings. And so, and then Jakey Mayer comes on in relief, does a nice job in terms of closing the game out. And so the Governor coaching staff got exactly what they wanted out of their pitching staff in game number 1. Got a nice start out of Isaac Polak, nice relief effort out of Jakey Mayer. They are now set up with likely the top 2 guys in their rotation, and Lincoln Keenholz and Brady Getz, to throw against whoever the winner of this Brandon Yankton game is here in game number 2. And so Governors playing at home. They've only lost at home 1 time this year. Playing at home for the region championship, chance to advance to the state tournament. Top 2 pitchers available. They're hitting the ball pretty well. Right now, you got to be feeling pretty good if you're Steve Gray, Ryan Kruger, and Dirk Campbell.
And so the Governors will await the winner of Brandon Valley Yankton come up here in just a couple of minutes here at Hyatt Stadium. We'll step aside from the air. We'll go back to regular programming, back to ESPN talk here for a little while. We'll come back with the pregame right around 20 minutes before game time, so it'll be closer probably to 3:45, 4 o'clock by the time we get back on air. That game time is scheduled for 4 o'clock, but we'll be on the air right around that time as long, and again, this game could go it could go really quick, it could go really long, so it all depends. Game of baseball, you never really know how quick or how slow a ball game will go, because this one lasted 91 minutes, an hour and 31 for the time of the ball game between Pierre and Rapid City Central, as it is a 13-3 victory. So we will step aside, and we will actually we'll end our broadcast here. We'll come back here in about 2 hours or so and get you set for the Pierre game as they take on the winner of Brandon Valley Yankton, which is scheduled to play here just a little after 2 o'clock. Thanks to Jacob Mayer back at the station. Greg Dean to my right. I'm John Wickler. Back around right around 3:45, 4 o'clock for a pregame of our second game of the day in the region championship. Pierre Governors, they win here in game 1 of the region tournament. They win over Rapid City Central 13-3, as we say so long for now from Hyatt Stadium.
You have been listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you by Bank West, B&B Equipment, the Association of South Dakota Weed and Pest, Fisher Rounds and Associates, Sioux Nation, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Overhead Door Company, Service Master, All Around Graphics, Nystrom Electric, Wagner Auto, Agtegra, AirTech, Pierre Sports Center, Comtech, and Rising Hope Counseling. Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR is also brought to you by Avera, Dakota Sprinkler, Birding Electric, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Gales Gas, First Dakota National Bank, Lamb Motor, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Olson Plumbing, Todd's Electric, Kruger Contracting, Midwest Cooperative, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, and Shane's Pharmacy. Join us again for more Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports.